And now it's my honor to welcome to the map stage our Rotary International Director, Patrick Eakes.
Good evening, Rotarians and friends. Tonight, I and some of our guests come to you from Rotary International Assembly, held here in Orlando, bringing together Rotary's leaders from around the world for a few days of learning, inspiration, and unsurpassed fellowship. So who knows who we might see tonight? But what about tonight's webinar subject? Let me start with a simple observation. Rotary has never had a people problem, but we do have a format and availability problem. We need to provide more opportunities to connect with potential members by adding more time slots, more locations, and more inspiring causes. Yes, we need to open more clubs, be that fully chartered, impact, companion, or satellite clubs. The world is changing, and our clubs need to change with it. Sometimes our legacy clubs are hesitant to do things differently. This is a great opportunity for companion type clubs. Let us remember, every Rotary Club was once a new club. Someone saw a need, someone had an idea, and someone, probably more than one, said, this is worth trying. And that's what today's webinar is about. It's more about freeing Rotary than fixing it. Freeing it to meet people where they are, how they live, how they work, and how they want to serve. Because the truth is, there are people in your community who want to serve, who believe in service above self, but cannot or will not join Rotary as it currently looks, or as it's offered locally to them. That doesn't mean they don't belong in Rotary. It means that Rotary needs to belong to them. New clubs, impact, companion, or satellite clubs, are not about replacing what works. They're about adding doors, not closing them, adding new routes into Rotary. Tonight is not about the mechanics. It's about the vision and development of your ideas for new club opportunities. Today, you'll hear from a number of members of the MAP team and other Rotary leaders offering advice and anecdotal stories about real situations and opportunities. Now, I have the pleasure of passing you on to one of those team members, Chris Jones, who's the Vice Chair of MAP. Chris, what have you got for us?
Patrick, thanks so much for that great introduction to our meeting here this evening. And yes, we are coming live to all of you from Orlando, Florida, where we are meeting with all of the district governors-elect who have come in from around the world. Tonight's meeting is important because it's about visioning what our members want for new clubs, as Patrick mentioned. New times, new locations, new formats, etc. Wow, the opportunities are just endless. We have a couple of roving reporters out this evening that are out and about here in Orlando attending the Rotary International Assembly, the training symposium for all incoming district governors around the world. Let's see what our roving reporters are learning from some of the attendees. I'm going to pass this over to Patrick Longano. So Patrick, take it away.
Hey, Chris, how you doing? I'm right over here at IA where they're preparing a really kind of cool spread. I'm going to try during our break to see if I can get in on that deal real quick. But let's go ahead. I believe I see our first member that we want to talk to. Hold on one second. Hey, John, how you doing? Thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and switch this around real quick. Hey, everybody, I'm here with Rotary Director nominee John Chase from Zones 26 and 27. And John, would you mind answering a question for the MAP team and our MAP family?
Absolutely. I'd love to do that.
Fantastic. One of the things that we're going to do, I'd love to ask you, why is starting new Rotary clubs so important in North America currently?
Yeah. So oftentimes our reach is limited by the opportunities that our clubs currently serve. So, for example, if my club meets Tuesday at noon, but I'm not available, or somebody's not available at Tuesday at noon, the only opportunity they have if they want to join Rotary is a new Rotary club in our community. So expanding our reach through new club development is one of the quintessential things that we need to be doing proactively and intentionally in North America if we want to increase our impact and do more good for our communities.
I think that's a fantastic answer. I got a quick follow up, and I forgot. I don't know if you guys can hear me, so I'm bringing out the microphone for John. John, today you've eaten breakfast and lunch here. Rotary chicken or Rotary chicken?
I'll take the Rotary chicken 2 times.
Rotary chicken 2 times. You've heard it right from here. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate that. So looking for our other roving reporters out here this evening. And Sean, do you have anybody that we're going to be speaking with here?
Chris, I'll tell you what, I'm working on it. I'm down here on the opposite end of the property from where Patrick is. And there's a lot going on. There's still some board meetings being held. All the DGE participants that are here just got out of a joint session. Everybody's running around a little bit. As soon as I can corral somebody to ask them a few questions, I'll do that if you don't mind getting back to me.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan, Sean. Thank you so much. Patrick, who do you have?
Chris, this is fantastic. Hold on a second. Man, you guys are making me run. Hold on a second. I've got right now, let me turn my screen around here. This is fantastic. I'm so happy to see Director-elect. Hi, Marty. How are you?
And, senior Rotary leaders that don't have anything better to do.
I love that. Can I ask you a couple questions?
Sir.
First, who, in your opinion, are we not reaching with our current club?
Oh my gosh. Even though we all know that where your brain is at is more important than your attendance, the fact is that we have to live down the bad old days when attendance was preeminent. And so if people think that maybe Tuesday at noon is not going to work for them, they will not be a Rotarian. Also, frankly, our meetings are designed around talking about doing service, not about doing service. And I'm afraid we emphasize too much the meetings part of Rotary and not the service part of Rotary. So I'm always impressed when I hear about a club that has come up with a new model that's more service oriented and less talking about service oriented.
I love that. That's such a great answer to that question. I do have one other question for you there, Marty. One more.
Hi there, world.
Hi there, world. If you could wave your magic wand.
Or even your pink.
Or even the pink microphone. That's actually a good idea. And teach somebody, or you wanted to impart your knowledge on membership to these to out there, something that they can do. What do you think is the most important thing when you're recruiting or you're trying to attract people to your club?
Well, I don't know if this is the most important, but it goes along with what I just said before. It's really easy to say, oh, come to my meeting, come to my meeting. I make a point of never inviting a potential to a meeting. I invite them to a service project, choice 1, a fundraiser, a choice 2, or a social gathering, a fellowship gathering, choice 3. I get them to know the people in the club and what the club is doing. I mean, have you ever wanted to be invited to a meeting? I mean, does anybody in the world want to be invited to a meeting? No, is it right? So not that meeting stuff, but the do it stuff. And what happens as a result of that is that if you have somebody who comes to a couple of even fundraisers, and pretty soon they're in on the inside jokes, and they know where the money, how the money is raised, and they're interested in how it's going to be spent, and they get to know people, and they get to know the movers and the shakers, right? They get to know the people that are hanging out doing stuff. But then they finally come to a club meeting, and the folks who aren't so active think they're already a member because they know all the cool people in the club, and they know the inside jokes, and they know how they're talking about slinging hash or cleaning up the beach or whatever it is, and they're immediately part of the fellowship and part of the crowd.
I love that. Can you tell everybody? I mean, we're having our zone summit in Williamsburg for the Rotary Revolution, but you're having your zone summit next year. Somewhere interesting.
We really like to work hard in zones 28, 32. We're having it in Cancun on the beach.
Cancun on the beach.
Yeah, and zones 28 and 32 are partnering with zones 25 and 29, which includes Mexico and Central America. So we Americans and Canadians are going to go south, and we're going to have a really cool project fair in Cancun with Latin America. How many folks from North America do you know that go down to Central America and South America in order to go to a project fair? Well, we're going to bring the project fair to them. So that's pretty cool, and everything's going to be done bilingually. So that's pretty cool. And we're looking forward to a heck of a lot of fun.
Now, quick question. I'm trying to put 2 and 2 together. So zone 28 and 32 are doing this down in Cancun together at the beach. Isn't that where Director-elect Tom Gump is going to be too?
Maybe that's why we're doing it together.
Oh my goodness. Tom on the beach in Cancun.
No, wait a minute. There's some things that we like Tom in a bathing suit that we would just as soon not think about.
We're just not even going to
Too much
go there.
information.
We're just going to toss this back to Chris, and I think Sean's got somebody for you, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Marty. Appreciate that. Thanks, Patrick. And we're going to toss this over to Sean Sawyer, who has a person for us to talk to. Sean?
I do, Chris. Thank you. I actually just left the rotunda and I was on my way down to the bar scene because this time of the, that's usually where you can find most of the Rotarians. But while I was on my way there, I did have somebody where the rubber absolutely meets the road, and that's Patrick Gallagher, who is the district governor-elect from 7710 here in Orlando, doing great things, getting ready for his term as governor to start in July. And he would love to share with us how we create greater flexibility, time, place, and passion. Patrick, I give this over to you. Speak to the people.
Thanks, John. Really appreciate the time here and appreciate the opportunity to talk about this. Rotary has really opened up the possibilities for how you do meetings, how you do events, how you do activities. They've dropped the constraints. And so now it's up to the clubs to really be innovative. Where you meet, when you meet, how you meet, what the meetings look like, how they're structured, how they're organized. All of this is really things that can be driven by the club. So it's the best opportunity we've ever had to meet people, meet prospective members where they're at, to be able to show them the way that Rotary can be flexible and can serve them and can do great things in the community. So we have in our club a number of Rotarians who are remote, and we have hybrid meetings, so they can join. We have one in India and we have one in Rome, and join in with our club in Cary. And we love that ability. We love that ability to help with them where they're at, and also to allow them to be part of our club and to serve us in that way. So I think that there's never been a better opportunity to be innovative and to really help drive membership growth and member engagement within the clubs through that kind of flexibility.
That is fantastic. One more follow-up question for you, if you've got another minute.
Sure.
What's your preference? Ice cream or Rotary chicken?
I think I'd take ice cream. I think I'd take ice cream over Rotary chicken.
Fantastic. There you have it. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Sean. And what a great set of questions and answers there. So we're going to come back over to Patrick Longano. Patrick, who do you have?
I'm running around here. I'm out of breath. This is crazy. This place is huge. Uh-oh. I've got somebody right here that I want to introduce everybody to. Most of you guys know her, but she is absolutely incredible. And she's going to kill me because I just jumped on her right here.
Hi.
Hey, say hello.
Hello.
This is
Who am I saying
Marcia.
hi to?
You're saying hi to the entire map world. Woo.
Hi, Map World.
Fantastic. You were here last year. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I am district governor currently, and I'm also district governor elect.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently in my first quarter of my first year, I wasn't doing a good enough job, so they sent me back to remedial training.
Crazy. Can I ask you a question from a district governor who's about to do that? Again, I'm just going to ask you a real quick question. What would you say to a club that's worried about a satellite club or a companion club taking members from them, instead of enhancing it? What would you say to them if they were concerned about that?
I actually heard that in one of my sessions this morning. What? Imagine that. And I saw a great example the other day of a club, and I couldn't tell you where it was, but shout out to them for whoever they are, that were just one club, many options. I know. And they also included their Rotaract club in that mix. So they basically promoted themselves as one club. They had the traditional club and 2 or 3 satellites, and then the Rotaracts, and they all were branded as one club, many options. So I would say we're looking at it. My club is looking at an impact club, and because to me, it only enhances the experience for the traditional club that, and gives the community more options.
I think that's fantastic. And I'm looking forward to the rest of this year and all of next year.
All of next year.
All of next year.
All right.
Thank you. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Marcia. Really appreciate your words there. And Patrick, you're awful busy out there on the floor catching up to people. But I think we're going to go back over to Sean Sawyer because, from what I understand, he's catching up with some sundowners. Sean?
Yep, I just got a lead. I may have hit the jackpot. I've been told the location of our international president nominee, Larry Lunsford. You'll bear with me for a minute. I might be able to catch him right down here in this suite. So I'll be right back as soon as I know more.
Okay, Sean. We'll stand by and wait for you on that. And Patrick, do you have anybody else in the wings there that you want to
No,
introduce?
listen, I'm almost done. We're getting in line for this food, for this spread right here. Marcia's going to try to sneak me in. No, I'm teasing everybody. No, we're really good. Everybody's coming down. I've got somebody y'all got to say hello to. Hold on. Here he is. This is the man. Right here, Marshall Butler. Say hello to the map world there, Marshall.
What's up, Map World? Marshall Butler here in Orlando, having a great time at the International Assembly.
He's Zone 3334 director. Like, we're so excited for you. And he's always the one with the crazy pants on. We absolutely love it. Hey, how are you doing on that Duval, every street in Duval?
We're at 93%.
93%. That's crazy.
Going to get it done before July 1.
I think I'm at 3%.
Very nice.
So we're good there. Hey, got a quick question for you, if you don't mind. I'd love to ask you just a really quick question.
Yeah.
Here, while we've got you. Who are we not reaching with our current clubs? If you had to just, who are we not reaching with our current clubs that we have right now?
Well, I mean, speaking from some of the feedback that, we just dropped the revolutionary rap recently. Yeah. And I'm getting feedback from around the world from interactors, Rotaractors saying, I feel like Rotary finally is speaking to me, finally hears me, speaking in my voice.
Mm-hmm.
We have folks saying, hey, my kids now understand what Rotary is all about. So I think if we're going to reach the new audience for Rotary, we got to speak. We don't speak to them like we're speaking to our current audience. We speak to them like the new audience. We need to speak to the audience that we want, not the one that we have. And I think so many times we're speaking to the people that we already know, and we need to think of those new ways, those new innovative ways to reach those new audiences and speak in different ways. And we got to change some of the messaging that we have to tell them why Rotary is so great. The product that we have is incredible. It's not just about service, it's about fellowship, and it's about making a change in yourself, professional development. I just don't think we talk enough about all those things. And so that's what some of these newer generations are looking for. And I think those are some of the messages that we can use.
Dude, that was awesome. I got one more question for you, man. I just had Director Marty coming on.
Yeah.
And her and Tom Gump are going to Cancun for their summit. Where are we going?
We're going to Williamsburg, Virginia, the home of the American Revolution, and we're going to have the Rotary Revolution.
Rotary Revolution.
Absolutely.
We can't wait. But and we don't have to be afraid to see anybody down there in Cancun on the beach in their bathing suits. So we're good to go up here.
That's right.
That's it. Thank you, Marshall. I appreciate it. Back to you, Chris.
All right, Patrick, if you can still keep up with Marshall, one in-studio question for him, which is, where do you find Rotary Revolution, the video? Is he still there?
Yes, absolutely. He's still here. Where can we find the Rotary Revolution video?
So go to Rotary3334revolution.org, and you can download the original Revolution rap. And we also have the new version with Arch Clump up there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. Thanks, Marshall.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Marshall. Thanks, Patrick. Sean, let's get over to you. Have you made your way up to where the direct...
Hey, as we say in West Virginia, the eagle has landed. I am here joined in the hallway by our international president nominee, Larry Lunsford, who wants to share with us his thoughts about why creating new clubs is so important in the world of membership. Larry, I'll give you the mic.
Sean, thank you. Good to be with you always, and nice to join the folks in these zones. A great question. First of all, tremendous to follow Marshall. He's doing a great job here in Orlando. And as you already know, the love I have for working with Patrick now and looking forward to serving with Marshall on the same board of directors. Today, I can tell each of you participating that from the International Assembly stage, the first point made in terms of our leadership and innovation is creating new Rotary clubs. Many of you have heard me speak. You know that I'm interested in growing Rotary, as you are as well. And I have been a tremendous advocate. You may not know this as much. I'm a tremendous advocate for the North American Club Creation Team. It is our primary pathway forward to engaging newer and diverse members. And I'm optimistic about the work that the North American Club Creation Team is doing. But equally, I'm hopeful that we can continue to build a spirit of wanting to grow in each of the districts represented here. Just let's grow. Let's find the ways to do that in your district. If you find that's growing each of your existing clubs, wonderful. But I do think in every community and certainly in every district, there are areas and pockets, communities that need Rotary that don't have it now. So, Sean, I can't speak more passionately about my desire to see these Rotarians interested in creating new clubs as part of our membership growth journey to 2030, where we're going to have 1,250,000 Rotarians and celebrate that at the Chicago convention in 2030. Great to be with each of you, and thank you for asking me to participate.
Larry, thank you for those couple minutes. Just one follow-up question. Ice cream or Rotary chicken?
Well, it depends on the sauce on either, but probably ice cream.
There you heard it. Rotary International President nominee chooses ice cream over Rotary chicken 6 days out of 7. Back to you, Chris.
Thanks, Sean. And how special is that for us to be able to talk to our Rotary President nominee, Larry Lunsford. So very, very special opportunity for all of us on the show here this evening. So
Chris,
Patrick.
we've had a surprise interloper. Could we come back on scene down the
Absolutely.
2400 hallway here?
Yep. Let's go back to Sean.
I just happened to be joined by our Rotary International Director, Patrick Eakes, who, despite being inconvenienced to record that previous message, I have him live and in person right here, and he just wants to share a few thoughts. Patrick?
Hey, it's good to see all of you. I'm sorry I had to give you a recorded message before, but now I'm live. I'm hanging out with Sean. I got this, this presidential type guy right behind me. We are having a big time here in Orlando, but we appreciate you being on the map call and your commitment to helping us grow Rotary, especially in membership.
All right, and you've heard the follow-up question. Ice cream or Rotary chicken?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what kind of sauce is on the chicken. It's ice cream every time.
There you go. We're unanimous 3 for 3 on the ice cream. Chris, back to you in the studio.
Sean, thanks so much. Great to hear from Director Patrick Eakes, live and in person instead of on video. So good job on that, Sean. Patrick, let's come back over to you. You have anybody else that we're going to talk to this evening?
I'm taking a break. I'm going to need to train with Marshall and do his 93% of every street in Duval, because I just ran a little bit and I'm awful tired. So I'm going to sit here for a minute and take a break, and I'll let you know the next person we get.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, we're going to move on from the roving reporters and go right into Q&A. So let me introduce to you our wonderful Q&A specialist, who is Jose Gonzalez. Jose is the Rotary Supervisor for Membership Growth and Experience, and he's also the Rotary Club President of the Rotary Club of North Cobb County in Georgia. So take it away, Jose.
Chris, thank you very much for the introduction, and good afternoon to our many MAP attendees. I gotta say, it's great to be back after a holiday break, and what better way to return than with a MAP webinar, including a live segment at International Assembly. Wasn't that a lot of fun, seeing all the individuals there having a great time together? Now, as Chris mentioned, it's time for our Q&A segment. This is where we ask all the questions that you have for our panelists. And today's panelists include the creators of the North American Club Creation Team, Chris Jones and Patrick Langano. So Patrick, I heard you were taking a break, but you're going to be jumping right back on in a moment, sir. But before then, a reminder for our audience. We will be using the Q&A in Zoom. Questions posted in the chat may be missed, so I hope you can copy and paste those into the Q&A. Chris, we're going to be beginning with you today, if that's okay. We'll give Patrick a little bit of a break. Chris, we heard from Director Patrick Eakes earlier that new clubs are not about replacing what works, rather adds new routes into Rotary. What would you say to the clubs that have not considered adding a satellite club, impact club, or companion club into the mix?
I would strongly encourage all clubs to consider different methodologies to attract people to come into Rotary. And most often that does come down to clubs creating a companion club, especially if you're a lunchtime club. We're seeing great success with clubs creating these companions. And one of the beauties is that it gives people a choice as they're joining Rotary, whether they want to be part of the legacy club or part of the companion club. And it also gives them options for when life changes occur and gives them a place to fall before they actually have to leave Rotary. So these companion clubs work so well. Back to you, Jose.
Chris, thank you very much, and I appreciate that. It's definitely a great outlook to have when thinking about these companion clubs and how successful they've been. So thank you very much. Patrick, hopefully you've gotten enough of a break and you're ready for the next question.
I am here, my friend. Let's go.
You asked this actually of quite a few individuals, so I'm hoping to learn from you. Patrick, who are we not reaching by maintaining the same type of clubs in the same general format that we've offered for so long in our Rotary clubs?
The people that aren't like us.
Mm,
I mean, it boils down to that. I mean, if I'm in a lunch club and I can't attract the teachers,
that's right.
you know, I can't bring the, hey, there goes our president-elect just walked by. No, it really is important to make sure that everybody is included. I keep saying this, don't price people out, don't schedule people out, and don't leave people out that are willing to serve you, your community, and Rotary. It's that easy. It's if you just sat down with somebody and they said, I really want to serve, but I cannot come to your meeting, and you knew they were high integrity and you knew they'd be a great Rotarian and they would, you know, help Rotary International and, and support the foundation. And why wouldn't we go to the mattresses just to find a way to let them do that? So I think that's the ultimate thing to do, is to find a way for people to serve. If they can't serve with you, find a way that they can serve, with your community.
Fantastic. Thank you, Patrick. And I would agree. Find a way for them to serve in your community. Chris Jones, we're going to go back to you. And this time we're going to talk about the best practices of starting a new Rotary Club. What is, in your opinion, the best practices for starting a new Rotary Club in a way that is respectful of existing clubs and strengthens the relationship across the district?
I think Patrick Eakes summed that up very well in his opening presentation here this evening. All of us were a charter club at some point. We saw a need, we saw a desire, we saw a vision, and new clubs got created because of that. So most often, if we look at things from a perspective of how are we going to grow Rotary, how are we going to attract more people to come in? Sometimes our existing clubs already are at capacity or perceptionally at capacity. And so by creating new clubs, we create new opportunities, maybe a new way of doing things, a new way of serving, a new way of, or new time of day that we be meeting. So all of these options need to be looked at on a regular basis. We value all of our clubs that are in the system today. They are so incredibly important that they've done great work. For those of us that have had the opportunity to tour around districts and see the different service avenues and work that our clubs have done, is just absolutely amazing and inspiring. But there's so many more people out there that we haven't even touched. In most of our markets, we haven't even reached 1% of our population density. And so when you think about that, there's a 99% opportunity. So we have a lot of ways to go there.
It almost sounds like we have a lot of opportunity to build new clubs for a lot of new people that have not considered Rotary as of yet.
Yeah, and I think Director-elect Marshall covered that also very well in talking about we have to be out there projecting to people that currently aren't Rotarians that may want to be Rotarians or probably should be Rotarians.
Yes. Chris, we have an operational question that I actually want to ask you, continuing on the new club development question. We know that council on legislation approved to allow for Rotary clubs to begin with 15 members. What do you think about asking clubs to continue to build out new clubs with 20 or even 25? Is there any suggestion to do so?
Well, Patrick, you want to take that one?
Ooh, can I?
Yes, please.
please?
Go ahead, Patrick.
Thank you, Jose. I appreciate it. Sorry to butt in there, Chris. I appreciate you. Guys, the number is just a number. Your number of the people that you can attract to your club is a sign of your recruitment practices. That's all that it is. Doing things out there when you're out there doing a membership drive, doing a club refresh, doing any of those types of things, numbers really don't matter. If you stick to the program and learn exactly how it is and who it is that you want to recruit, by being able to transfer what you vision for your club, how you want your club to be seen, you will have no problem. And Jose will tell you, that report that you guys just sent us, the clubs that we did last month averaged on new standalone clubs 26.7 members per standalone club that we did. It's just asking for help. You guys have the best RCs in the country out here. You got Chris Justice and Mary Ligon and their teams to help. You've got our Rotary staff that's here. Jose and his team. Carla came on board. You're going to love her. There's so many resources. All you have to do is just reach out, and we would love, love, love to help. But I believe that if you can average 12 to 14 people in a companion or a satellite club and average over 20 in a standalone club, that is absolutely doable. And all of us will pitch in and show you how.
Patrick, thank you very much for sharing that. And actually, we're going to keep it here with you now. And we're going to follow up with a question of how your tips on how to support a club that's been around for quite some time. The actual question itself, Patrick, is one, I'm in a mature club, and I'd like to know any tips you may have to rejuvenate clubs that are doing the same thing over and over. Any tips and tricks?
Well, I mean, the thing about it is, one of the things somebody asked me a while ago, they said, how do you recruit people where I can't recruit people? And the people that I'm talking to about Rotary are always the people that are out there doing it in the community. If you guys out there in Mapland, if you guys are thinking about somebody right now, just think of somebody that you would love to have in your Rotary club. Those people are already out doing stuff. So what I do when I'm talking with them, I ask them what they do for service, and then I say, can we come do service with you? Because it will absolutely turn the tide. They will automatically think, oh, when you're starting to talk to them, oh, they're after me. They want me to do work. They want me to do, all these other things. But if you can really show genuine interest, you're going to do two things. You're going to make that person understand that you care about what they care about. And I heard countless times people say, I had no idea we had that need in our community. So for all those clubs that are out there, it might be a little bit stale, might do stuff the next couple of people that you're recruiting, couple of people that you're trying to attract to your club, ask them what they do, and then offer to go do service with them. It'll change the game for you, I promise.
Great tip. Thank you very much, Patrick. Chris, we have a question in reference to being a member in two clubs. Can a member belong to a regular club, let's say a traditional standalone club, and a companion club simultaneously without paying double dues?
That's a great question. And I actually am a member that has that particular situation. So I am a member of the Rotary Club of Cabarrus County in North Carolina, and I am an associate member of a club that's called the Rotary E-Club of Motorcycling Rotarians. And the only dues I pay to that club are just some club operational dues, because I'm already paying dues to my home club, and I'm paying RI dues through my home club, district dues through my home club. So it's a small fraction of a price. I think it's $17.50 for my dues in that other club per quarter. So not huge at all. So yes, that is a possibility.
Fantastic. Chris, we're going to keep it here for you. And I'm going to ask you about a question that I came up when RI Director-elect Marsha Butler was talking about communicating with our audience and speaking to our audience in their language. How can our current clubs communicate to meet the needs of our prospective members who have not yet joined a club? How do we reach that audience specifically?
Yeah, so one of the things I think we need to be doing is identifying what the vocations are that we're missing in our clubs. And then we need to create a target audience to go talk to about that. So you might talk to your local chamber of commerce and identify what are the professions that are in your area And then from there, you identify a targeted list of, folks that know somebody in that particular sector. And then you start conversations with them. That's one idea. I mean, the ideas are almost endless in this particular theory. Well, the other thing that we do is we teach about bucketing. And you start to talk to your members that you have already in your club, and you start to say something like, okay, we're interested in going after some family members, who has family that might be interested in joining, or who has cousins that might be interested in joining. You could go pretty far down that list. But I really believe that from a professional perspective, a vocations perspective, identifying where the holes are in your club, and then going out and creating a list of target people that you want to meet with, and just sharing with them the greatness of Rotary and the opportunities that exist. That's a real opportunity for us. And that's one of the things that I did when I was club president many, many years ago.
Oh, I wouldn't say that
Many,
long
many
ago.
years ago.
Yeah, ancient times.
Chris, thank you.
We had to carve it into stone at that point.
Patrick, final question we're going to have, and it's going to be for you, sir.
Yes,
You've
sir.
had plenty of experience helping create many companion clubs, and we have a question in reference to how they're structured. In a general sense, can you help us understand how a traditional club structures their dues or really adds a companion segment to their club without changing their formal dues? What's the best way to add a companion club without changing the formal dues for every member?
Well, the formal dues, the only dues that are required are Rotary International dues and district dues. If the number one objection to starting a companion or a satellite club is always going to be the money. It's always going to be the money. So the first thing that you have to do is get everybody on the same page. This is what we want for our club. This is what we want. This is the vision that we want. Then you can come back in and address constructing it and overcoming any objections, because there's going to be a ton. Don't worry about that. You've got all of these people there in our zones that can help walk through those things with you. It's up to the club. We'll just give best practices. We'll help structure that. But if money wasn't the issue, we'd have 1,000 of these. Yeah. It's just the way that it works. But I have seen, Jose, people that I've worked with a couple of years ago, and we might have lost. They weren't able to do it at that time, because of an objection about money or anything like that, coming around and contacting us and say, we're ready now. Because after they've listened and learned and worked through it in their own club, people want people to be part of what they're part of. So sometimes it just takes a little bit longer. We just show a little bit more patience with that, because it is tough to C-word change. And all we're doing is giving people choices and options, and they'll do things when they're ready. So my suggestion when you talk money is to have somebody there that can be, hey, we've done 200 clubs, or we've done 300 clubs, or I've been through this. I've worked for Rotary for 10 years, and these are the types of things that we see. And you just give them all of the information. All of our folks out there are smart enough. They're going to get it figured out. They just need information on how other people have handled these types of things. Because sometimes when you're in it, you feel like you're the only person that's ever been there before, when there are tons of people who've been there before in the past, and we can help you. We can help you get your way out or figure out a way. So my best piece of advice of people that are talking about the money and what does it do, and are people going to leave the home club and go to this cheaper option? It never happens. It just doesn't. We have all the data on that. People in your home club, they serve the way that they want to serve. They're there and they want to serve. My best piece of advice is just to get somebody to help guide you through that, Jose. And
it sounds like the North American Club Creation Team are a great resource to help guide people through it.
Oh, we can do that, absolutely. But like I said, we also have those other resources in our zones,
yes,
our RCs and their teams that can help out as well.
Great. Patrick, Chris, thank you very much for your time today. I truly appreciate you sharing. And Patrick Langano, thank you for running around the IA to share with us all the great magic that's happening there.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you all for asking the big questions tonight and for sticking around for today's MAP webinar. But don't go away just yet, as next we will hear from District Governor Andy Van Hook on all the great upcoming events available for you. Andy, what do we have on the horizon?
Thank you, President Jose. Great session today. Man, I love your new headshot. Looking smooth there, sir. Next up, our webinars are packed with a lot of great insights, like you heard today from a lot of guests across the Rotary world. But we recognize sometimes the best ideas come from open dialogue. That's why we're launching the Map Lounge, a casual, come as you are Zoom space to further the conversation. It's not a presentation, it's an opportunity to talk, share, and connect. Whether you have a question, a challenge, or an idea sparked by today's webinar, this is your place to bring it. Think of it like Rotary Fellowship meets a strategy session. Grab a cup of coffee and join us in the Map Lounge for a meaningful, solution-driven discussion with other passionate Rotary leaders. And that is this Saturday, January the 17th at 10 a.m. Eastern. You will explore how we can put these ideas to action in our own clubs and districts. And next month's webinar, Engagement by Design, Ideas for Increasing Member Participation, is happening on Monday, February the 9th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. There'll be fresh ideas, real examples, and the spark your club has been waiting for. Make sure you put this on your calendar and share it with your Rotary friends. And last but certainly not least, we're here to support you every step of the way. If you got questions or ideas, scan the QR code on your screen. We'd love to hear from you. QR codes are magic, so go ahead and scan it. You're not alone on this journey. We're here for you. And if you scan that code and fill out the form, we'll get back to you. Thank you for being with us on this month's MAP webinar, and we look forward to seeing you again in 1 month on February the 9th. Have a great evening.